Not at all, believe it or not. I mean, when I look at this weekend, I'm looking at the entirety of the 8-game losing streak, and I think that's a bigger kind of problem and situation, obviously. But I think the pivotal series is going to be against the Padres. This might be the series of the season. Whether or not they're going to be able to kind of like gain some momentum from Pete Alonso's home run is going to be a big thing. You want to see what David Peterson can do. You want to see what this piggyback situation that they're going to try to do with Sean Manaea and also Clay Holmes is going to work out. So there are so many moving pieces happening in these next 3 days that when I see what happens then I'll be like, okay, maybe they'll squeak in, maybe they won't. But I can't get enough from that 8-game losing streak because it was just such a bizarre losing streak.
Everything is bizarre right now, what's going on. So, yeah, I agree. Look, actually, mathematically, coming out of the weekend, I'm a little bit more optimistic about their chances of not blowing this playoff position simply because time is running out and they picked up a little bit of ground yesterday. So that's significant no matter how it looked. Having said that, I want to note what a difference we saw with the Rangers and with the Mets and the way that they're playing this weekend. And the Rangers are free and easy. It's a team where most of their stars are hurt, and they didn't think they had a chance. And all of a sudden, you got a bunch of young guys who are having fun, clearly, and playing, and they've gotten themselves back in the race. Whereas, observation from a much smarter baseball person than me who watched the Mets very closely this weekend was they're playing not to lose. They're not playing to win. And you can see that the Rangers are not in that space right now at all. So, that was the Mets in the OMG are having fun, everything's gravy, low expectations, but right now it's the Mets playing not to lose, which is really different. So although I like where they are after that win yesterday and the Giants loss, as Laura said, there's a lot that we have to see this week and see how it looks.
I mean, if not for a couple bounces, guys, on Sunday, the conversation is that they can make the playoffs. The conversation was going to be, do we think they're going to win another game this season? I mean, that's kind of how dire it looked over the weekend. I'm like with Laura, though, because I do feel confident, maybe too strong of a word, but I believed all along they were going to get that wild card position. I still think they will, just because, like we always talk about here, I think the talent will win out. It does shine occasionally. Laura talked about, Soto. Pete can always come by for the big hit like they needed on Sunday. The other thing in their favor, too, is you look at the strength of schedule remaining. Arizona has the toughest strength of schedule left. And I think the Reds are around 6th on that. The Mets are kind of 11th. The Giants are much lower down in the 20s. So the strength of schedule this time of year is going to be a factor because a lot of these teams are still playing for something. The Dodgers are still trying to hold off the Padres here. The Phillies obviously going to clinch, so that's not as much of an issue.
My bigger issue outside of looking at who's chasing the Mets and what the schedules are, it's the Mets themselves. I mean, I've sat here all year long saying, they'll be all right. Yeah, it's a bad month or a bad couple of months. All right, a bad stretch, a bad series, bad week. After what I saw over the weekend, yes, mathematically, their chances have improved. Fewer games left on the calendar after the 3-game series is off the board.
That's the only thing I feel good about.
Understood, but 12 games left, still a lot could happen there. Ideally, you'd like to say, okay, that home run from Alonso, everybody exhale, go out there and win. I think they're playing way too tight, and it's not one thing. It's not, okay, well, the starting rotation needs to be patched up. That's how it started. Now it's, well, the offense all of a sudden can't hit. The bullpen has leaks. The manager's managing tight. Now it's everything. They're getting thrown out on the base paths with regularity. It's a litany of issues with the Mets. Doesn't mean they're not going to make it, but I can't be encouraged even with the win yesterday after watching what I saw this weekend.